Imagine this. You wake up after a few weeks of dieting and see the exact same number on the scale as before, or bonus level, half a kilo more. Sound familiar? The ultimate paradox is that your progress is often stalled by the very things you consider healthy habits. Can a 1-hour workout really be wiped out by just a couple of bites or sips? How many pounds can everyday stress-induced water retention fake on the scale? And how does our brain secretly hide the actual volume of food we consume? In today's video, I'll answer the most popular questions about why you're not seeing progress in weight loss and explain how the process actually works. It is a biological system whose primary job is to keep you from starving to death. From an evolutionary standpoint, belly fat isn't an unflattering role. It's your safety cushion. Your body holds onto it until the absolute last moment, and convincing it to let go with a simple "but I'm eating less" just won't cut it. Here are the two core illusions we fall for. 1. Overestimating exercise. You go to the gym, work your tail off for an hour, and leave dripping in sweat. Your brain whispers, "We burned a ton of calories today." That evening, with a clear conscience, you serve yourself a larger portion. After all, you earned it, right? Now let's do the math during an hour of intense training. The average person burns between 250 and 400 calories. 400 calories is a single flaky croissant, or 2 spoons of peanut butter you slaved away for a full hour and restored all that energy in 30 seconds. Let's move on to the second illusion: invisible energy-saving mode. After working out in the morning, you unconsciously spend the rest of the day in sloth mode. You choose the elevator over the stairs, avoid getting up from your chair unnecessarily, and collapse onto the couch in the evening. As a result, your overall non-exercise daily activity drops so much that you end up expending less energy over 24 hours than on a rest day. You didn't increase your total daily output. You just compressed all your movement into a single 1-hour window. Now let's assume you aren't overeating after the gym. What else could be throwing a wrench in the gears? When deciding to lose weight, we often don't decrease our portions, we just swap products. Instead of chocolate, we grab dried fruit and protein bars. But let's check the nutrition labels. A classic 60-gram fitness bar often packs 250 to 300 calories. That is exactly the same as a standard Mars or Snickers bar. The same goes for dried fruit, a fresh apple. 200 grams is 90 calories and fills your stomach due to water and fiber. A dried apple slice, with the same 90 calories, weighs a mere 30 grams. Water retention is the single biggest cause of emotional breakdowns on a diet. Imagine you are eating, right, working out, but the scale is stuck. Cue the panic. In reality, workout stress creates micro tears in muscle tissue. This is completely normal. In response, your body triggers mild inflammation and retains fluid to repair them. On top of that, 1 gram of glycogen-stored carbohydrates binds to up to 4 grams of water. Ate something a bit saltier, didn't get enough sleep. Stressed out, hello cortisol. Just like that, 3 to 4 pounds of water get trapped under your skin. Your body fat is still burning. You just can't see it on the scale because a pound of lost fat is being masked by 4 pounds of retained water. Thinking that nothing is working, you give up and head straight for the fridge. Our brains don't register food eaten on the fly. The dip, you dunked your nugget into tasting food while cooking a spoonful of sugar in your coffee. In clinical studies, people who swore they were eating 1,500 calories a day and not losing weight were actually consuming closer to 2,500 calories purely through these unrecorded bites and nibbles. All right? Now that we've cleared up those traps, you know exactly why your weight might have stalled. It's time to stop flying blind. From here on out, it's all about strict math and precise calculations. No more guessing games. We're going to map out a foolproof plan to bypass all those calorie pitfalls. And right after that, I'll give you an alternative, Plan B, designed for anyone who is buried in work or just completely overweighing everything they eat. But first, let's talk numbers. Step 1. Finding your baseline. Forget about standard generic formulas from the internet. We are going to calculate your individual TDEE, total daily energy expenditure, using the Mifflin-St. Jeor equation. For men, 10 times weight in kilograms plus 6.25 times height in centimeters minus 5 times age in years plus 5. For women, the exact same formula, but instead of plus 5 at the end, you subtract minus 161. The resulting number is your basal metabolic rate, BMR. Now multiply it by your activity multiplier. If you work a desk job, multiply by 1.2. If you work out 3 times a week, multiply by 1.375. The final number is your maintenance calories. To trigger consistent weight loss, subtract exactly 20% from it. No more. If you cut your calories any deeper, your body will drop into extreme energy-saving mode. Your hormones will crash, and you will binge. Step 2. Weighing and portion control. From this day forward, the kitchen scale is your primary artifact. If you want guaranteed results, you need to forget phrases like eyeballing it or a medium apple. For example, say you pour your morning oats by eye, thinking it looks like a 50-gram portion, but the scale reads 80 grams. That tiny 30-gram error in dry oats just gifted you an extra 110 calories. Do that with every meal, and it adds up fast. Crucial rule: you must weigh absolutely everything strictly in its raw or dry state. Grains expand as they absorb water during cooking, while meat shrinks. 100 grams of raw chicken breast and 100 grams of cooked chicken breast are two completely different numbers when it comes to calories. Track every single gram in your app, including that tiny drop of oil for the pan. Step 3. Macronutrient optimization. To lose fat rather than muscle, control your protein intake. Your body spends up to 30% of a protein's calories just to digest it. This is called the thermic effect of food. Your target is 1.6 to 2.2 grams of pure protein per kilogram of lean body mass, your weight minus fat. Focus on chicken breast, turkey, fish, eggs, and cottage cheese. At the same time, eliminate sugary drinks. Your choices should be plain water, unsweetened tea, and black coffee. Step 4. Proper analytics. Stop obsessing over daily numbers. Weight fluctuates due to water retention, salt, carbs, stress, or lack of sleep. Weigh yourself every morning on an empty stomach. Write down the number and calculate the arithmetic mean at the end of the week. Only comparing weekly averages will show you your true progress. If the average weight hasn't budged for 4 weeks, you've hit a plateau. Your body has adapted. Reduce your intake by another 200 calories or add 5,000 steps to your daily activity. If you don't have the time or the mental energy to live attached to a food scale, there is a plan B. This is a behavioral approach that allows you to kickstart weight loss on autopilot, simply through the right habits. Your first weapon is the Harvard plate method. Every time you sit down to eat, mentally divide your plate. Fill the first half to the brim with non-starchy vegetables and greens: cucumbers, tomatoes, cabbage, broccoli. They have huge volume and minimal calories. They will stretch your stomach walls, forcing receptors to send fullness signals to your brain. Give the next quarter to clean protein: meat, poultry, fish. The last quarter goes to complex carbohydrates: buckwheat, brown rice, whole grain pasta. Using this rule, it becomes physically impossible to overeat. The second golden rule is the 10-minute rule. Immediately after a main meal, you get up and walk. No lying down on the couch. 10 minutes of active walking at a moderate pace stimulates digestion, helps clear glucose directly into your muscles, and prevents post-meal sluggishness. Additionally, make it a rule to drink a glass of warm water exactly 15 minutes before eating. This will partially fill your stomach volume and protect you from impulsive overeating. And the ultimate factor controlling your appetite at a hormonal level is sleep. If you sleep 5 hours a day, you are doomed. It is proven that even a single night of sleep deprivation sharply alters the balance of your hunger and fullness hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin, which triggers intense appetite, spikes, while leptin, the fullness signal, drops. The next day, your brain won't be craving broccoli. It will demand fast carbs and fats, pizza and chocolate. Your body is simply trying to compensate for the energy it missed from sleep. Get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, go to bed before midnight, and spontaneous binges will disappear on their own. Conclusion: weight loss is not a short-term cleanup before a vacation, nor is it a temporary punishment diet you just have to endure. As long as you think in terms of "I'll suffer for 3 weeks and then go back to normal life," you are bound to a never-ending cycle of binging and restriction. Your task is to completely shift your mindset paradigm. Stop fighting your body. Stop chasing a beautiful number on the scale at any cost. Start viewing food as high-quality fuel and physical activity as an act of caring for your health. The moment you strip away the illusions, clean up the hidden calories, and make this process a part of your regular lifestyle, your body will change on its own, once and for all. Act smart, and the results won't keep you waiting.